In this episode of the Heart to Heart Chat series, you're going to learn why it is so important to listen to your heart all the time. Hi, this is Vasudevan, author of Follow Your Heart, Your Brain is Stupid. This channel is dedicated to those of you who wish to take charge of your lives and to create a life of joy, peace, and freedom. This channel consists of various interviews, snippets, stories, and multiple other things, which you will be able to relate to, introspect, and take action to create the life that you desire. We would feel extremely blessed if this channel could in any way help you create the life that you desire. This episode features an open conversation with Mr. Jagdish Easwar, who is a firm believer of listening to the heart. And he has always listened to his heart at various stages of his life and thereby has created a wonderful life for himself as well as for his family. If you are one of those many who are caught in that classical dilemma of whether to listen to your heart and follow your passion, or whether you should listen to your brain and follow the normal, logical, and the safe path, this video is for you. Watch it till the very end and you will be able to learn a lot of things that you can directly apply in your lives. With that said, let's jump right into the chat show. Hi, Jagdish. Welcome to this episode of the Heart to Heart Chat series. I'm really happy to have you here with us today. And thank you very much for taking time off and accepting my invitation to join this chat show.
Thank you so much, Vasu. It's been a pleasure. It's always good to talk to you.
Thank you. Viewers, we have with us a very special guest, Jagdish Easwar. Is an executive director at Sorepar India, and he is an engineer and a management graduate from XLRI as well as INSEAD France. And he is extremely passionate cricketer. I happen to know Jagdish for well over 13 years now. Is that correct, Jagdish? Probably when we were in the Uniworld Garden, right?
Absolutely. Probably, yeah, it's
13, 14 years must be.
Absolutely. Yeah. 13, 14 years is, I think, from 2009 onwards.
Yeah. I think 2008 we moved to Gurgaon, and I've been knowing Jagdish since that time. Incidentally, he was one of the first persons to read my book, Follow Your Heart, Your Brain is Stupid, and he reviewed the book also. And thereafter, some time, I was asking him, how did you like the book, etc. And he shared some instances where he took some very difficult decisions in his life. He picked up some learnings from the book and he shared with me. Therefore, there couldn't have been a better choice than Jagdish to be part of this chat show. So viewers, stay tuned till the end of this video. There's going to be lots that you will be able to relate to and implement in your own lives. With that said, Jagdish, if I can request you to briefly share your life journey with our viewers, and thereafter we'll take it forward from there. Yeah.
First of all, thank you so much, Vasu, for having me on your chat show. It's I feel it's a privilege. Thank you very much.
The pleasure is mine, Jagdish.
If you look at it, if you want my professional career or a personal or things in my personal life, it's been a long journey, to be very frank. From the days of my childhood in Bangalore, living with my aunt and uncle in Bangalore, in Indranagar, and then finishing my graduation, moving to Dubai, and moving back to India. The company moved me to Dubai, moved me back to India, and then settling down in Gurgaon. It's been absolutely fantastic 32 years.
Wow.
Where I've really not regretted any day in my life. Now, a lot of times, I've always worked with my heart, and your book actually came in at the right time. And when I could relate a lot of instances lot of areas I could relate with your book. So it was absolutely fantastic. If I look at it, starting my career with BPL India and then moving to Titan Industries, leaving Titan Industries and joining a company in the Middle East is a purely heart decision and not a mind decision.
Absolutely.
So that was so the whole everybody telling you what you're doing is wrong, because Titan is being a Tata company, you join and then retire in life. So it was always, but there was something telling me that I think it's time for you to leave. So follow your heart over there. And then I moved to Dubai, and then rest was history. And the same company moved me back to India in 2009, 1st of January. I moved to Dubai on the 1st of January 1999. Exactly 10 years later, 1st of January 2009, they moved me back to India. And I've been in Gurgaon since then, and I've just moved one company. I've moved one company after that. It's been fantastic. Been with Sonepa for the last 13 years now, and it's been great. A lot of areas in Sonepa, because it was a greenfield operation. Going from a cushy job again to almost a greenfield operation with Sonepa is again a hard decision. Okay. Because you're in a situation in your career where you really want to settle down. Yeah. And and then not many times that you would be able to take a chance of the kind of opportunities or the opportunities that I got, and then you tend to take that opportunity.
Right.
So I did that, and I've been with the organization for almost about 13 years now.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and still a lot to contribute.
Right.
So that's been a little bit of my journey.
Okay.
Of course, when you talk about talking about the heart and the mind, it's always the heart. You fall in love with your heart. You don't fall in love with your mind.
Right.
Right. Because you are not calculated. You don't make your calculations of when to fall in love and with whom you fall in love.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. So my spouse Lakshmi Prabha, she's been wonderful. So the day I saw her, I fell in love, and
okay.
No expectations. You just, and then again, we've had two beautiful children, and my elder fellow is he's finished his master's and from Carnegie Mellon and is in the US. Younger fellow is in class 10, keeps me young. So that's been my journey so far.
Wow. Thanks for sharing your journey, Jagdish. I think, as you said, you are clearly a person who follows his heart. Now, I'm going to make one statement, Jagdish. Let me know whether you agree with it. Our whole life, whatever we are today, is based on the decisions that we have taken in the past, right? And whatever we're going to be in the future is going to be based on the decision that we take today. Would you agree with me?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I do agree with you on that.
So
to a great extent.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's all about the decisions that you take. You took the decision to leave Titan. You took the decision to come back, and you get posted, and then you made a change to Sonepa, etc. If you can share with our viewers, what went down in your brain, in your thoughts, when you were taking those decisions. What sort of challenges? Were you feeling scared? Were you feeling stressed out? And how did you manage that? Because as you know, our brain will always try to stop you from taking any decision that will change your life, right? That's
absolutely
the job.
Absolutely.
It's the job of the brain, right? And we all pass through it, and majority of people succumb to that pressure, succumb to that fear which the brain creates within us, right? And there are very few people who are able to break through that trap, which the brain, lays for us, and and at that time there are a lot of different thoughts and emotions which we experience. So if you can share some of that, and that will really help our viewers to relate to their similar situations that they have faced in their life. Yeah.
Let's accept the fact. All of us know that you're always tuned to think in a way, or you're tuned to think with your head in a very, very practical way.
Right.
So it's very, very difficult to make decisions. Yeah. It's very difficult. It's not easy actually to make your decisions with your heart, right? And you have a cushy job, right? And your brain is always telling you, why are you taking this risk of moving from a very comfortable location, from a country which is giving you everything, especially from Dubai, right? You're driving a Ford Explorer, yeah? You're changing your car every 3 years. You have a 2-bedroom apartment. You live in a place and you're a good education for your kids.
Right.
Everything is there. But still, there was something which is lacking. Correct? And that I thought was whatever was missing was what actually made me follow myself or follow the roots or bring me back to my roots to India. I took time. It's not that I did not take time. It's very stupid. I just took a decision saying that what was put on my table was acceptable. I did weigh my options.
Right.
Yeah. But the options of what I would bring in for my family, with me bringing in with me coming back to India, and what it would be, whether it was a comfort or whether it was more to do with yourself, and what you would have for the what you could do for the family was something that I weighed and thought over it. And
so that time you were using your brain, right?
No, I wouldn't say I was using my
No?
The brain
Okay.
continued to say that you're making a very stupid mistake.
Yes, correct.
It is continued to say you're making. Oh, what brain? Everybody in the company, organization, except for my managing director. Because he wanted me to go. He says, Jagdish, you're the guy. You just go there and set things up.
Right.
So, but the other guys, why would you leave it? And mind you, I took a cut in my salary. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you think of it?
That's amazing. Yeah.
Can you think of it? Can you take a cut and you're earning very well. Yeah. And I say, no, it's okay. I think I should. My heart tells me that it's a great opportunity for you.
Right.
And when the opportunity that I took, including the cut in my salary, was something which gave me a lot of satisfaction actually. When I came back, it gave me a lot of satisfaction that I came to do what I want to do in India. And when you are successful with that, there's even more. Then you're elated, I would say. Or you're trying to prove that what the others were always saying was wrong.
Yeah, in fact, this is something that I am sure viewers will be able to relate to this. At various stages of our life, we come to that crossroad where there is a decision you want to take, but you're not able to take it because you're getting stressed out. You start, the brain will give you a lot of logic as to why you should not take that decision, why you should not move from one country to the other country, why you should not change the job, why you should not do business versus a job, etc. Multiple. And at every stage of our life, the brain will always try to keep you in the status quo. And you know what? This is because your brain only cares about your survival. It's a survival mechanism. It has to protect you. It has to take care that nothing happens to you. And that's the job of the brain. You cannot find fault with it. It's doing its job very well. And invariably, it overpowers what the heart is telling you. The heart doesn't care about all these things. It'll take you to your destination in terms of what you actually want. It's going to give you that happiness, the satisfaction, the fulfillment, because that's all it cares about. It doesn't bother about how to do it, how you're going to do it, what are the consequences. It doesn't care. And that's where most of the time the brain overpowers. The voice from the brain becomes much, much louder, and it suppresses the voice coming out from the heart. 90% of the time, we will follow that. We'll say, why? Forget it, yeah. I know I want to do this, but no, I don't want to take a chance. Why take the risk? There are not many people like you, Jagdish, who take that decision. I also realized this after many, many years, right? Because the engineers that we are, engineers are born to be logical. We always think logical. And you know
True.
what? I used to really pride myself that I'm such a logical person. But only some 7-8 years ago, I realized that, boss, being logical is idiotic. Yes, you should be logical, but not beyond a point. Because when you are logical, all that you're looking at is based on what has happened in the past. Now, what happened in the past has got no relevance to what's going to happen in your future, right?
True.
So that's where it's important that you understand, you pay heed to what's coming from the heart, what's the sort of feeling that's coming, and take that decision. Yes, it can be difficult, it can be traumatic at times, but the sort of satisfaction that you'll get at the end of it, which you experienced, it can never come from when you take decisions with your brain, right? Any other not related to, because some of our viewers are maybe not in a job, right? They may not be able to relate to this. So any other in your personal life that you took any such decision that and that worked out well, or it did not work out well? It's fine,
if you, on a very funny side, my second son.
Okay.
It was all heart and no brain.
Okay. Okay.
Wouldn't go into the details of this one, but that's on a very funny note, I would say. But if you look at it, everybody understands that the heart is always born before the brain.
Right.
So even before the brain is formed, the heart is starts pumping. Yeah, it's probably the first organ which starts pumping.
Right.
So he knows, the heart knows, like, what you are inside and out.
Right.
So heart knows your fate. The brain, as you said, is always trying to actually protect you. Like even today, if you look at it, I went to play cricket. I play cricket. What a stress buster cricket is. I went to play cricket in the morning. You can't do it. You're bloody 53 years old, man. Come on, give it a break. That's what the brain is saying. The heart is saying, shit, Jags, you're not a day more than 28. Come on, give it your go.
Right.
So you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and again you're off to the ground, and 6 you're on the ground and running around and playing as if there was no tomorrow. So that's an example of what I would say the heart is. Your passion, your heart comes from the passion. You fall in love from the heart. Everything that you do, whenever there is a conflict between the heart and the brain, you say, go with your gut feeling. What is your gut feeling?
Exactly.
It's your heart.
That's right.
Right? So people don't want to use that word. Yeah. It's more, when does the luck play? When you go with your heart. Because the luck never plays with you. Yeah. Because if you made calculation, they say you made a calculated risk. I took a calculated risk. How can you take a calculated risk?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you can never do you can't take a calculated risk. It's a risk that you're taking anyways, because you're going with your heart at that point of time.
Right. Great.
I can relate to an incident. There were organization, when it's a greenfield operation, there is always that things can go wrong.
Right.
Yeah. They give you time. Any organization is always brain. Yeah. It's always calculations, right? So at times what you do is you tend to accept the fact that it's not going to work. And that's the time you take time off and then say, give me some time. I can turn it around. And we turned around the business. And today it's 1,000 crore business. A business we were asked to shut down. And today it's 1,000 crore business. So those are decisions. I won't get into the details of it. We are very, probably when we meet on another time, I can talk about it for hours together. But I'm just giving you a gist of it as to these are decisions that we took, me and my colleagues, our colleagues and me. Of course, we have a fantastic team behind it. So when you are very frank, when can you be frank? When you speak with your heart, right? People can be very, very glassed. I would use the term glassed. Yeah. When you are, or masked, when you are making that decision, guy, that is not going to happen. But still you come out and put a face saying that, no, it's going to happen. And the next day you do something else. Correct?
Right.
It's very difficult at that point of time. So for me, I've always preferred to be straight. Go up, face it. If you have to face it, no problem. The mind, the brain will never let you face it. It will always defend you. It will say, if you go head on, this is what is going to happen.
It will prevent you from even from even having to face
it.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's what it is all about. So when people make decisions, not only me, but everybody says, that decision was my brain. Actually, no. It's all from here.
Right.
Whether it's the Ambanis or whether it's the PM or whether it's anybody, I would say it's all from the heart. Yes, of course, there are a lot of brains put together to tell you, but when making that decision, he goes with that heart and not with the brain.
Yeah, because I would say the heart is the why. Why Correct. You want to do it? That's the heart. And how is your brain?
Is a brain.
Yeah, because the minute you decide that, yes, I want to do this, don't worry. Because what happens is we get scared we start thinking, because again, the logical people that we start thinking about how we are going to do it, what are the things you need to do, and you start thinking 5 years into the future. Like, I always give this example. Supposing you want to drive from here to Chandigarh, will you start the car only after you know what is the signal at each point, where is the intersection, and then only you start? Then you will never start. No. You just start driving and you will reach the destination. It will keep unfolding. But when it comes to taking some decisions, we want to know the entire flow chart till the end, and that's where we get stuck. We do excessive amount of calculations and analysis, and get stuck in that analysis paralysis, and we never be able to take that decision. And that's where we should, once if we understand that, this is something which I want to do, this is going to give me utmost satisfaction and a sense of fulfillment, just do it. Don't get scared about how it is to happen, because once you take that decision, the brain will figure out how to do it, because it has no other choice now, right?
True.
And this realization, if we get, then we'll all be able to take that decisions much easier in our life. As they say, you first need to understand things. If you don't understand it, we'll never be able to take that decision. And this is the realization. If you have, you will be able to overcome any of these challenges that we face in our life. Yeah. Anything Absolutely. Else you want to share? And otherwise, what I'm going to request you is, based on your experience, what will be your advice to our viewers in terms of what they should do in their life that's going to help them?
If you ask me to advise, I'm not the person to advise people. So I have very less. At 28, you don't have much of an experience to advise people,
Oh, okay. I like that. I really like that. Okay.
I would say be authentic.
Right.
What your book says, and I always, even in my review, when I had reviewed that, I always have it on my shelf in my office and not at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can take a picture and send it to you anyways, if you want it.
No.
So for me, it's always been be authentic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Be passionate about what you're doing. You should always be very, very. You should always be passionate, and certain things may not be acceptable to some people. Throughout our life, we are always trying to live by others' choice, and our mind is tuned, even from a childhood. Don't do this, don't do that. This is what it is. This is how it is. Don't switch on the light so many times. The light it's actually to be switched on and switched off. It doesn't matter how many times. It's tested 5,000 times before it goes there onto the wall. Yeah, we are in the switches business, so it's been tested enough and more number of times. Why do you keep telling your children, don't do this? This is the way you need to live. This is the way. Let them follow the heart. So I would say to all the viewers or anybody who's watching, please follow your heart and follow your heart, your mind. I wouldn't say the mind is stupid. You can be brain dead, but you're not heart dead. The moment people never say you're heart dead and you're still alive. Never happens.
That's a good one. Very good.
So it's always your brain dead, but your heart is still pumping. You can always come back at any time, even if your brain is dead. So doesn't matter whatever situation you're in, your heart will continue to always say, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. But sometimes you got to follow your heart and say that this is what I want to do. And I would say, let's go for it, man.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks. Those were really wonderful, things that you shared. And viewers, I'm sure you would have got a lot of value. I'm sure you would have been able to relate to some of the experiences that Jagdish shared with us. Introspect, apply these in your lives. At the end of the day, follow your heart. That's what I would like to leave you with. And thank you, Jagdish, for joining us and taking time off your cricket and your busy schedule for joining us in this chat show. I'm sure our viewers would have loved this. And guys, if you liked this content, do like and comment and consider subscribing to our channel. And also, if you have any specific questions related to this session and this episode, feel free to post your questions, and I promise you within 48 hours I will revert you with my response. Okay, and that's a promise. So with that, I take leave of you and thank you once again, Jagdish, and see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Vasu, for having me. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Have a great day.
Bye.